Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Kyle is Famous. Let's get her going. Oh, yeah, we're skipping all that. Okay, first decision of the day. Oh, we can browse social media. I do that sometimes. I lay in bed and browse social media. Kyle started to scroll through his news articles on his phone. Stay Up Late with Kyle, ranked number 1. Number 2, show on television. And, ranked number 1 and 2. How do you do both? Let's read some more. New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist. Authorities are investigating. Let's get out of bed. Okay, so we got out of bed. Let's get some clothes on. Wear a slick suit. I'm actually gonna try to have a legitimate interview. Kyle miraculously crammed his jumpy body into the suit. His chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Do you have knickknacks in a suit? All right, let's sit at the desk. Okay, let's actually make the notes. Let's do serious questions. Are you a mother? Let's have what are some diet tips, and then what's your funniest story? And my last question, guilty pleasure. Kyle ripped a page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Okay, so we're somewhat prepared for the interview. Let's check the desk drawer. We'll grab the key. And then we'll go back to the desk and we'll get some change. Go back to oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. Back to the room. Let's go here. Let's go to the kitchen. Open the fridge. And then we'll prepare breakfast. And we'll eat some breakfast. Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed. Good. So I think everything's good for the interview. Now I can leave the apartment. And then this doesn't matter. So how's it? Kyle hurried to the set. All right, let's see what happens. Sitting across from the host chair is a glamorous woman. Kyle approached her, Rachel looking at, good evening, Kyle, she said, looking at him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. Scream and spin in circles. Answer politely. We're taking this serious. Okay, so we answered politely. And I as well, Rachel answered. Kyle extended his hand in a greeting. You are the most welcome guest. Shakes hands. Okay, after another mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. Okay, a moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good evening, everyone. Kyle looked at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Introduced Rachel. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, Rachel said with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. I want to know this one. We all have one. What's your guilty pleasure? Well, that's easy, answered Rachel. Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce. Are you pregnant, Rachel? It might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet all the same time. I eat it far too often, Rachel smiled sweetly. What's your funniest story? I've been involved in a lot of different things, said Kyle, but what's your funniest story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle, Rachel said. I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. So I assume that based off of that, unless she was a child cooking for her parents, I would assume that she has children, so therefore she is a mother. In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot. While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swiped their things and locked myself in the room. Swipe their things? What does that mean? Rachel laughed elegantly. Kyle decided to move on, ask another question. Some diet tips. Rachel, you managed to keep such a thin and healthy figure, said Kyle. What is your best diet tip? Well, a good diet starts with a plan, answered Rachel, and don't break it. Cheat days can turn into a habit. But, she continued, that doesn't mean midnight snacks. A midnight snack here and there isn't allowed. She's like chocolate and pickles. Kyle looked at his flabby self, deciding not to comment, and moved on. Kyle asked another question. Are you a mother, Rachel? I and many others would love to know, are you a mother? Kyle looked up from his note. Well, being a single woman with a career, she answered. That's not something that has crossed my mind. Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle. Very reasonable indeed, said Kyle. He referenced his paper of questions. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. That's the case, Kyle. May I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. Oh, what's this? Do you prepare for your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together. You darn right I do, and I did. I put some clothes on. Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home, knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. What? I could have done better? Is that what it's trying to tell me? Huh. Interesting. Alright. Let's do some more. Let's first we'll get out of bed. I want to scavenge again. Quickly crouch down on the floor, realizing you need 4 resources. He began to comb through the damp piles of filth and the mold in his floor in search of helpful items. After finding and eating a few bits of crumbs and old cheese, Kyle found something much more important. Indeed, it was the corpse of Harry, a friend that had gone missing years ago while at Kyle's house. What kind of carpet does he have? Kyle was glad to see him again, but was unsure of whether to interrupt such an important day with Harry's business. Leave him for another time. Let's deal with Harry. Kyle hoisted Harry onto his shoulder and took him outside. Kyle began dragging Harry's body down the street, drawing many, many stairs. Kyle knew exactly where he needed to take Harry's corpse on a lovely play date. Just the two of them. Am I still naked? Kyle and Harry started at the arcade. Kyle used Harry's arms to operate the joysticks and push buttons. After 5 or 6 different games, the two friends had enough tickets for a single candy bar. They took their prize to the local park for eating. Kyle tried... Where's my timer? Does this not... Whatever. Kyle tried to feed some of the chocolate bar to Harry, but Harry seemed to not have an appetite. Would you imagine that? After eating, Kyle noticed a nearby playground. He dragged Harry over there. Kyle tried to figure out a way to swing Harry on the swing set, but lacking the ability to grip, Harry kept falling out. Instead, Kyle started to lug Harry to the top of the slide and shove him down time and time again. Finally, Kyle took Harry to the movies to see many popular films as their pocket change allowed. Kyle quickly found that he had no pocket change, so he searched through Harry's corpse until he found his wallet. Kyle bought 2 tickets to A Love Romance. After getting inside, Kyle left Harry to go find a restroom. By the time Kyle had finished using the restroom, he had forgotten that he brought Harry along. Wow, that was weird. Kyle watched A Love Romance by himself. Harry's corpse sat on the bench in the atrium. Isn't that where birds are? While Kyle was in the movie, a beautiful thing happened. Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was reanimated. Oh, Harry's a zombie. Oh no. Harry's old rotten flesh gained color and life. His fingernails regrew, his missing eye came back. By the time the movie was over, Harry was able to greet Kyle with a large, friendly hug as his old self. Kyle was confused but enlightened that his long-lost friend met him on his way out the theater. The two made plans to get drinks together and parted ways for the day. Kyle returned home forgetting about the interview with Rachel. Helped a friend. Good for you, Kyle. Alright, so that's gonna do it for this one. I think I'm gonna probably do 2 at a time and just hopefully get different endings each time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the episode, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more in the future. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. Share it with your friends. And as always, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and everything in your life is going fantastic. Bye-bye.